Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Under Construction. This is episode, God knows, I'm not entirely sure. Actually, it's the one after this one, so it's episode 42. This is the ultimate answer. And this is our ultimate answer to the problem of what are we going to do with this thing here. Let me pull up something so I can keep an eye on the time. There we go. And so this is the Stony Creek Bridge. Originally, I was considering doing, what bridge is it? It is kind of obnoxious, but it wasn't quite what I wanted. This? No. It's another large arch bridge, but it has an arch over the top. It's on Kevon's route. It's all over on Kevon's route. Oh, it's a pennybacker. Whoops. I was holding shift. This guy. Don't think that looked that good there. I went with this. This bridge, the prototype, was actually opened in the 1800s, so yeah, that's just what it is. It's a little bit stretched out, but we'll have to live with it. I just need to adjust the ground to meet the footings at some point. But I'm glad that we actually have a bridge that can fit over this gap, because I wasn't sure what we were going to do. Otherwise, I would just go, oh, you know what, I actually have to add, nope. Let me grab this real quick, because I need to get rid of it, because I need to actually put it down on the route layer. Glad I realized that before we got too deep into this. But this episode, probably going to be doing more up here. I am pretty much dead set on getting this done. I know I should be moving around more, but it's very important to me to complete what I started here. It's you know, because this is major. This is not insignificant. And it's kind of hinging on some other things, which are, some other things are hinging on it, I should say, which moves into the first question that we have, which is from Bonnie Gaming. Asks, when are you going to work on all the scenery for Mason's Landing? That was the first question. There are two in that comment. And the answer is when I get to it, because I don't have an exact timeline for that. I just know I will have to get there when I get there, so to speak. I have a lot of work to do, and the scenery work is something I'm less concerned with, especially because I'm not entirely sure what that area is supposed to look like, and it might involve a lot of copy-pasting trees, which until the next hotfix, I'm not going to try to do on camera because I could crash the game. That's not something I'm interested in doing or looking forward to trying, soon. We'll see when the next hotfix / service patch, or whatever it's called, service pack. We'll see when that is, and then we'll make an attempt. Not that I'm going to wait until then to actually do that, but that is the next time where I will try to, really make strides towards that, because we have a long way to go. We have a lot of work to do, and right now my primary focus, like I said, is the VMR. Which, I know is not the most interesting thing in the world, but just like many other things, it's got to be done. Just like every other thing, really, it's got to be done. And, as long as we're working, we're still making progress on the route as a whole. We will have a lot of scenery to do, I'm aware. I guess we're just going to leave that cliff as a cliff. Although I do want to adjust this. There we go. Are these guys hovering? Yeah, they still are. Okay. We can do this, guys. Alright, there we go. Now for the other side. The other side is kind of buried. So we need to do a little bit of this. There, like so. And same thing over here, although on a much smaller scale, probably with a little bit higher sensitivity. I want to raise this to be my sun and rule the galaxy with me. Come on, keep going. Keep going. Because I'm using the plateau tool. Might not have been the smartest decision for what we're trying to do here. Come on. Come on. Oh, there's one footing. There we go. Okay, that looks real bad. But I think we're just gonna have to leave it. It does look real bad. I think we're just gonna have to leave it. We just built it out of stone and stuff. Steep AF. Attach that. And then over here, no. Where's the spline point now? I just deleted something. Right here. Get rid of that. There we go. Okay, now we have our bridge. So we've got to work on this area over here still, because this is all too low. Oh well, it's not. Okay, that's right. We have tiles back here. No, do we? Why do we have tiles back here? We don't need tiles back here. Yeah, these are farther than one tile from the tracks. This is not. These guys are. But these guys are done, so it doesn't matter. We'll just throw trees on them and call it a day. Back here, this is not. I know, I could probably get away with putting stuff back here. It shouldn't be that hard. Because it'll look better inside the thing. I'll just, you know, so that you can see all the way down the, so that you can't see the edge of the world from the valley there. That's like the cardinal sin, seeing the edge of the world. It's actually not the cardinal sin. It's there've got to be like a list of like things to not do for a beautiful route, and one of them is being able to see the edge of the world. Another one is going to be like not having a straightened section before your switch. What else have we got? Oh, maybe come up with some in the comments. I don't know, use Tane track or JR track or something. If you want a beautiful route. If you want a beautiful route, there's some things you gotta know. So, I'm gonna start building this area here up. I'm gonna try and maintain the gradient that is coming up to it, because I don't want it to look like, oh hey, here's the edge and then here's the stuff above the edge that I worked on later. Which, inevitably, it's gonna look like that a little bit anyways, because I'm an imperfect human being and not a route-making machine. And more than that, it's always going to look like that for me because I know exactly what happened. I know that happened. You know, I know that I built up to here and then I started building this. Which is why I'm going to play with this a lot and see if I can mold it into something that looks good. This is a problem. Although it's not that much of a problem because we've got, we're going to be laying trees all over it. But, you know, we're getting there. This looks at least like it belongs a little. I could maybe put a valley in here because it looks like that belongs as well. But up here, I want to keep the hilliness. At least a little bit. You know. Stuff is only so high. Stuff is only so tall. Especially by the coast, like we're looking at here. Although back here, you know, back here we've got some pretty tall stuff. We've got to fill in the back with something. And it doesn't even have to be that significant, it just needs to be there. It just needs to not be flat. You know, and it's there's also an out of sight, out of mind sort of thing. I'm doing my best to create, like I've said 1,000 times, realistic water channels and flow basins and that sort of thing. But it's one thing to do that. I mean, I could have, if I really wanted to, I could have mapped it all out ahead of time. I could have pre-planned the whole damn thing. You know, there's got to be a hill here and a valley here, and, you know, and I've done that a little bit. I did that a little bit back in the Geiger Mountains, but I didn't do it for the whole map. I did plan where there were going to be peaks, and I've done that with plenty of other maps. I don't think any amount of pre-planning is a bad thing. You can go into a route with, you know, with detailed everything. You can know the coordinates of every, you know, every hill and valley, every high and low, every single building, every house. You know, you can even know, you know, down to, okay, this is a 2-lane road with a median. It's, you know, it's simple as, you know, it can be as complicated as you like. You know, even down to the train movements. I know the trains are going to pass here at this time, this time, this time, and this time. I've done a little bit of that, but with the passenger schedule only, pretty much. And that's fine. You know, you can do that. And I advocate for it. I say, you know, maybe not to the depth that I'm mentioning there, but at least to the planning of knowing what's going on in your route. Or you can go into it totally blind. You can go into it without a care in the world, without a single plan, and say, I'm going to start laying track, it's going to go in this direction. And then just see where it goes. See where it takes you. Go, you know, I want to put a mountain here, so you put a mountain there. I want to put a valley here, you put a valley there. I think we're going to come up on a town here. I think we're going to, you know, have a castle ruin on this hill. You know, I want to build a big viaduct, so, you know, you set the things up for that. And you can totally do that, too. And I think you can have, you know, I think it's easier to have a well-detailed route if you pre-plan everything, but I think it's much more of a slog. You know, at the same time, I think you can have a much more varied and fun to build route if you play it totally by ear, but you end up making, you know, almost like plot holes in your world. It's like, well, why is this here? You know, if you really start to analyze it, it could fall apart. But I am certain that with enough thought, you can go into a route with no pre-planning and still come out the other side with something that's, you know, with something that cannot be picked apart very easily. It just takes some sitting down and going, okay, well, in order to have this thing here that I want, I have to have these other things here. And yeah, that's fine. That's you know, it's not pre-planning, but it's thinking. It's the kind of thing that you have to do in order to make a route that really matters, or that really holds up, I think. Though that depends on your audience. You know, if I'm the audience, I would say yes. If your audience is, you know, just whomever that may not care as much, that just wants to drive around on a cool-looking landscape, then it doesn't matter at all. It doesn't matter even a little bit. You know, there are plenty of routes that don't necessarily make any sense. But that's fine. Because that doesn't make them bad routes. The only thing that can make a route a bad route is if it is difficult or, difficult or not fun to drive around on. Because what is this? This is, This is a train simulator. Uh, it can be, not authentic. Although I think authenticity is another factor. That, if you're making a, faithful one-to-one recreation of the Union Pacific going through some part of Nebraska. Holy cow, that's going to be boring, probably. Or, Kansas, or some other empty, flat state where not much is going on. Where the draw is the fact that you can drive in a straight line at maximum speed and maybe pass a couple of other trains on the way. Or, actually, you know what a better example of this would be? Australia. Building, like, a route that's in the outback, where all you have is 300 miles of dead straight track. You could have an authentic route. Totally authentic. There's no holes, there's nothing wrong with it. But it's boring. And it's just not fun. It's not interesting. It's cool, but I would argue that that's a bad route. And not that it's bad like it wasn't well made, but that it was a bad choice for making a route that runs. And, that doesn't mean it wasn't worth the effort. That's the other thing. That doesn't mean you didn't come out with something good or cool. It just might not be a good route. If there aren't a lot of interesting route-related things going on, it's not a good route. I don't think so. You can argue that point with me if you want to. Honestly, I understand that that's something that's up for debate. It's something that might not be true for everybody else. And I feel like drawing a hard line there really isn't necessarily fair anyways, because you might have a route that is particularly boring, but it's captivating to people because it goes through a certain area that, that they know or they like or whatever. That, there's not much going on with the route itself, but there's plenty going on with the scenery. I don't know. There are plenty of options, types of things that we can talk about here. That's a dig. We've got this back area done now. That's good. I wanted to see that happen. The question is, what next? Also, we have this here. What are we going to do here? Another wooden trestle? Because we could. That's the other thing, though. I'm not sure wooden trestles are the best here. Because we're supposed to be in a relatively moist eastern climate. And wooden trestles don't fare all that long here. Oh, here's a trestle spanner. It's been a long time since I've seen this thing. Does it still look terrible? I mean, it's got shadows now, so it's got that going for it. Yeah, I remember this. This was like my favorite bridge in '06. Alright, you can go away now, though. Whoops. Well, here's some trestle STDs. Let's see. Our other trestle is over here. The same kind. Let me look up something real quick. I'm curious. I want to look something up. I'm looking up Rutland trestle. Because like I did say, I kind of like the Rutland for its appearance on this, and we just broke the music. It's showing me the Rouse's Point trestle. Yeah, I guess they did enough wood trestles. Nothing wrong with that. Alright, we'll just keep this trestle as is. But we've got a drivable track now from one end to the other. Pretty much. More or less. Something like that. From at least the yard to the bridge. And by drivable track, I mean something that isn't hovering. This does look cool. I might clear out some of the trees in the middle here, just to provide a better scenic view. I'm going to close out this roll and trestle thing. How are we doing with this? Yep, we're a good couple seconds ahead of the thing still. I'm not sure about proceeding in this direction. I'm a little bit cagey on what to do, and I use that phrase a lot. But it is, I don't know, I'm still thinking a lot about it, and how to make it look, and what to do with it. I don't know if we wanted to go that way, but we have plenty of options, plenty of choices, how we can make this look. This is going to be pretty carved. That just looks bad, though. And now it looks even... Wow, that is... Hell. Let's, like... see what we can do to not make it look like that. It feels like the more that I do, the more phallic it becomes. And I am not about to just leave that in the route the way it is. I've already defeated several things that look like dicks and removed them from the route. Which is in sharp contrast to the Iron Horseman Railroad, where I drew a massive penis. But, you know, this one's going live. The Horseman route is only meant to be viewed at certain angles. Still looks like a nutsack? Yep, it does. I think I'm going to create like a shelf here. And I'm suddenly forgetting how to do this. I need to do that. It's starting to look less like a dick. Marginally. I'm gonna make it look like there was a landslide over here, basically. And the river or whatever that flows down here. Alright, it looks much less like a dick now. I think I know what I'm going to name this, though. Alright, where are my route number, or airport, hold on. Runway, no. number. There we go. Everything's got a name. If you don't understand that reference, you'll find out when you're older. Alright, there we go. I mean, actually, depending on if he, like, I don't know if he really does stuff anymore. Not that I was exactly a follower of the guy. But, you know, he shows up in a lot of advertisements, I guess. For certain things. Right, anyways. Let's make that a little bit rounder. What am I gonna do up here? I was thinking of actually leaving this relatively flat. Just because I could. But then that would encourage you to build a railroad up it, and that's not something I wanted to make people think about. Then you would have to cross RJ Canyon somewhere else. I don't know, has this been watered yet? Alright, turn down the sensitivity. And I actually want to lower the radius a lot, turn up the sensitivity a little bit. Create a little channel that runs in the middle. Yeah, it looks good. Okay. And we're definitely going to have water coming down that. And then the next river is this Mouse River here, right? Except for, this is just like an, no, this is a river. I don't know, do I want to work with this area? Like that way? I don't know. I definitely do want to sort of create a ridgeline that heads back diagonally from here, back towards where the camera is right now. Here to maybe this corner. Just to leave this area relatively flat. I think it's okay if we do. At least if it's this way, it won't really encourage people to do that. Maybe I could get a road up there. Put a little cluster of buildings up there on the hillside. Actually, that's not a bad idea. The other thing is we do have to get the road through here, somehow. And here. The road is supposed to get to the lake. Which I don't know how that's going to be accomplished exactly. I guess through right here works. I want to go in that direction. We're going to go downhill here, and we're going to go this way. We can't actually see what that looks like, but that's okay because it's a road, it doesn't matter that much. I need to just clear a bunch of trees, actually. I mean, maybe I should do what Mason suggested and put all the trees on another layer. That makes sense. I'm just not sure if that will break the game at this point. So we'll just have to tackle that at another time. Put a road there to remind myself. Alright, keep up with this road here. I like how this area is very much. Just the way it follows. Although that is too steep. Are we just going to follow the railroad track then? Maybe up here? We can just follow the railroad track. I wouldn't be opposed. Or we could go this way. See, if we go this way, we do have to cross here still, and we don't really want to do that. Either way we do. I was figuring the road cuts through here or something. Getting down the other side of this is difficult. Unless we go all the way around. But the roads aren't the ones that do that. The railroad picked to just stay up here and build a big embankment. Because getting up there was actually too difficult, that's right. I put some crap in my own way. Getting that way was too difficult. Let's see how it looks if we follow the tracks. If we come this way, and then it breaks away and goes over here, crosses like here, and then meets up with us again. That way? I don't know. Let's see, and once we get over here, what are we doing? Probably staying up here and just going that way. Again, especially if we're going to... Our new goal is up here. Which is interesting. I think we're going to have to come in this way. Hugging this, hillside. Game's saying no. Everything's saying no. Whole computer says no. This over here. Yeah, this seems to work. How does this look? Not great, actually. It doesn't look great. What if I get rid of this spline point? Just straighten this. And push this a little bit closer to the rail. Oh, there's another spline point in here. No wonder why I'm confused. That's better. Could not tell. There's another one in here too, isn't there? It should be right over here somewhere. Right? Or no? Yeah, there definitely is. It's right about there. But we are definitely getting somewhere with this. I'm liking where it's going. Yeah, this interaction between rail and road actually does not seem half bad. I quite like it. It's not nearly as clunky as the highway and the Gilson Eastern down by the shoreline. Which is kind of obnoxious if I do say so myself. Which I do. Can we really get away with what I'm about to do? This is a spiral. That's not good. That is not permitted in some jurisdictions, but we'll say it's permitted here. Ah yes, road is following the contours, as it does. I quite like it. Turning out good so far. Ready to go this way. I'm going to follow the edge of the railway once again. Over Jefferson's Cut. The summit here. But we do actually kind of have to start ascending. So what I will do as a preliminary is show building around here. Although we have to go over this valley. What about down here? That'll probably do it. Where do we have to get? Up there. Oh, shucks. No, we should probably try to get up here. Because we can wrap around and come over the top. And then around the edge and into town. Instead of going down, we can go over. I mean, we could just go up the hillside. Like, these are cars we're talking about. We don't need to worry about the gradient all that much. Oh crap, did I did. That wasn't straightened yet, and I made the cut for it. Oh well, I guess it's fine for now. It's pretty much fine, overall. Same thing with here. Sorry, I spend a lot of time thinking and not enough time talking. That's why I do like the discussion topics, because I mean, they're kind of they've got pros and cons. because they take my thought away from the route building for a little bit, but they also give me the opportunity to let other people take it away, and then I can focus on route building and not worry about there being dead air. That's the other reason why I wanted the music, because if I stop for a second because I'm thinking about something, you guys at least have something in the background, and not just silence, which I know can be awkward, especially in a video. Just as much as it can be in real life, but... Oh, crap. I assume we're all antisocial here. We're all used to just silence. That's gonna be straightened. This does not have to be, but this is really awkward. Bring this out to here. Yeah. Let me see here. I feel like I'm just reciting lines like I'm an NPC. I'm just, oh, let's do this. How about this? Let's try this. But I will add a spline point, put that there so that we can straighten that out, and then have this around the edge so that we have mostly straight curve with our splines. Let me see about how this looks from here forward, because this, up to here, this looks pretty good, although that is a little bit awkward. What if I just pull it back a little bit? I feel like the curve is flatter at the ends. Instead of just being nice and circular. Let's see, how does that look? It's got kind of a dip in the middle, which is not great. But if I lower this, that should get rid of that. I did not lower it enough. It's got a dip in the middle, and it's a lot longer than I remember. I wonder if anybody's gonna get that, aside from, like, Chris when he watches this. Okay, there. I'm just following the contours at this point, which is not great. Yeah, so we've got that in place. I think I might lift this up. That's still a little bit of a downhill in front of us. No, it's still uphill. Okay. Oh, this looks bad. That isn't as bad as it could be. Oh, you know what? We do have to do this for this, though, because I am... Whoa. Finding myself at least a little bit lost. We can't really use gradient for this. And by can't really use, I mean we can't use. It's not an available tool. And the fact that this is hovering indicates to me that we have to go pretty much straight across. Or over here. I think we need to do a little bit of both. I should build a place like North Adams where it's got a massive switchback heading out of town. I'm doing almost the same thing I already had, but I'm just changing up the locations of things a little bit. I want to move stuff. I'm not certain there's ever been a game where I've been good at hotkeys, and this is no exception at all. Absolutely no exception. To that end, I just don't use them. Which, I mean, most of them are fairly straightforward. I just can't be bothered to remember them. I'm not like some people who just have buttons mapped to their mouse. Those pro strats for route building. Alright, I will have to drive this at some point and see how it looks, but I very much like it so far. That's right, I was going to build a siding down here. Whoa! Game, easy does it. Probably from this, right at the end of the canyon. There. Back it up, we do need a straight section here. But we do need it to sort of be properly parallel. We will move things over to get things aligned properly. I'm going to try and squeeze these guys together and on the same, you know, single track embankment or whatever. I'm going to stretch it all the way from here, yeah, all the way from that end back to where the trestle begins. So over there. I don't know how long it is exactly, but it should be plenty long. I don't know if those super signals that we're using over there have left versions. They probably do. The alternative is we just use gantries again, which I wouldn't be opposed to. The other thing is we're just going to notice that this doesn't really end there well. So what I'll do is I'll add a crossover here, and I'll have that stub track used for something like maintenance of way equipment. Click. No. Badness. There. There. I'm going to move these guys just a little bit over. This guy, match it with that. I need to move him over far enough that he's not being crushed. I'm only doing every other spline point, and I'm not really sure why. There isn't really a good reason for it. Honestly, this one I think I should do because it looks like the track on the left is floating a little bit. It did lower it slightly, so it may have been. Move this guy over a little bit. Move you over a little bit. we won't be sure if this looks right until... This one I'm definitely doing because this embankment is a little bit tight. Okay, until now. Are these guys centered? Yeah, pretty much. Good. This, something's up with this. Did I didn't? Oh, did I didn't? Yeah, I didn't. I must have not done this one properly. Which is fine. I'll just use that. Now it's set up, so I'm going to move this over. I'm loving it. We'll do that. The other thing I need to do is I need to go through and I need to track quality everything. That's a procedure. That is something that I'm gonna be doing. If there's some sort of UI or thing that's on the download station that can help me with that, that'd be awesome. If anybody knows about it. But if there isn't such a thing, then I'm not particularly surprised. There we go. And this, yeah, this is going to be some sort of other thingy. In fact, I should I? See, this is pretty close to here. What I was thinking of doing is maybe I can get some sort of road that winds up to here from the passing siding and put, like, a flag stop or something. I don't know. I don't know. I do definitely want to play around with this, though. Like in game. Just not right now. Let's see if we can get that road in. How are things going over here? Oh, that's right, we do have to work on that some. We do have to get the road up here, don't we? Or at least over this and somewhere. This is... Yeah, so we will have this. Let me just do a very quick... quick brainstorm. Well, we're definitely going to have a road that does that. And then probably a road that crosses it. But this will be the only one with striping. If we go down this way... It's really the goal to, like, look at the ground and see what is provided to us in the randomness. Maybe we can even get one all the way down the hill. Maybe we can get a road that goes all the way down to the highway. Depends how high we can get the highway. But if we can get the highway up here, then we'll have the road meet it. That'd be kind of cool. Have it pass underneath this trestle here. We'd need a different trestle, obviously. But it would be cool to do. I think we might try to do that. Keep a little bit of intrigue in this area. Make it just slightly less boring. It's going to be the town of Adams. Or maybe just the town of Pubert. That'd be a good one. Miss Puba Adams! Okay, so we need to build our hairpin here. Which that actually doesn't look half bad with what we have so far. I want to straighten that out. Pretty busy road, eh? Yeah. Bring that over there and then straighten this out. There. Okay. Okay. I don't really know what I'm going to do with this trestle. To add a span in. Oh crap, we should be adding like this. That's what's confusing me. I was like, why does everything look kind of weird? It's because nothing has advanced points on. Let's see, can we build this like this? It's not good. The other thing is, in North Adams, the hairpin is actually fairly level. There isn't a lot of turn and up at the same time. Also, I think it's curved in like this. There. I don't know, does that look bad? I don't think it looks bad. I think this cliff that we're developing is not the best. But honestly, it's pretty good, all things considered. Yeah, we're definitely going to get under here somehow. And then we will meet the highway to this. Also, somehow. I think we're going in the right direction. I mean that in multiple ways. It appears we are going in the right direction. Let's see. How about a flag stop? B&M flag station. Like it. Nope. This is not... Is this supposed to be an intermediate point? Because I don't think it is. But we're just adding this anyways. It's a few miles. Why not? I'll just add this to the schedule. Okay, we need a road to connect it, so we're gonna do this. There. Straighten it so we have a nice curve. You know what? I want this with no traffic. I don't know why I held shift for that. It's small enough that as you come up on it, you probably won't see anything. So if this is no traffic, that means that nothing will ever spawn on this road, or at least nothing will spawn at the ends of the road. And I'm fine with that. This is going to be atoms. Hold on. Nice. Let's see, what would the Volga Mountains be running for coaches? Something like the Rutland. I don't think I have anything Rutland. I mean, I know I have Rutland RS units. But yeah, that's the only thing I have from them. Don't think that's right. How about... I mean, if they're doing a little bit of B&M, then yeah, we could see it looking like this. Or not the Polar Express. Reading coaches? Yeah, no, these look too good. They look too nice. The P70s honestly look kind of worse. Although these look worse just by virtue of their color scheme. Chessie Steam Special, yeah, that's what I want. Where is Steamtown Consist? That's what I want. These guys. The Lackawanna, like the Boontan coaches. That's what I want. Boontan. Something with a couple of these. Although they don't look that good, like, with a bunch of them tied together. Do these guys have 210Os? I don't know. I don't have my data file open. That's hovering. But that doesn't look wrong. Anyways. We do need to continue with this. We're an hour in. So what does that mean for us? Should we go work on the swamp some more? I don't really feel like working on the swamp. I like the terrain work we've been doing. Maybe we can go down the beach. Admittedly, working on the beach, as in just doing the sand where the sand needs to be, would probably not be a bad idea at this point. Just to start working on the scenery in this area, just to chip away at it a little bit. Because it's something that needs to be done. So we'll do the sand while the computer loads in all of Olive. Although this is going to be overwritten with trees, isn't it? This sand on the edge. Yeah, this area is going to be fully treed. So I'm not sure the sand is the best idea. Maybe putting it on the islands and stuff, that's a good idea. The islands are supposed to have more detail, but they're islands, I don't feel like giving it to them. They're pretty minuscule, all things considered. This thing is probably gone at... Well, no, I said I'm building the map at high tide. So it's much bigger at low tide. And I'm suddenly not working on islands. Again. There we go. Get rid of that Z fighting. Alright. Fatten that up. It doesn't matter if I get a little bit too much. We're not going to see it. It's under the water. I started off with a pretty clean-cut idea of how I was going to do the, what is even happening on this island? It's only updating, you know, it's not updating often enough to actually make a difference that I'm spinning it. Just because the game is running so slowly. Because my computer doesn't even... But those islands are the right color now. Where does this road come from? Oh, it comes from the highway, that's right. Whoa. Game. Chill. We do have other questions, though, so let's get to them real quick. Bonnie Gaming also asks, does the GERR have any articulateds? The answer is no. I'm pretty sure the answer is no. The Gilson Eastern is a very high-speed road. They don't really care about articulateds. Also, they're modeled after the Pensy. The Pensy really didn't do articulateds well. Or at all. They kind of gave up on them pretty quick. They bought a couple from the N&W, if I recall correctly. Put a marina here, maybe? You know what I'll do? I'll make this not great. On purpose. The other thing is I do actually want to attach these things, so... Straighten that, straighten that. They laid it in sections, sure. This is height 0? We're at 0 right now? Okay. How about negative 0.01? Just to stop the Z fighting. Worked. Nailed it. I'm actually going to connect that to that. Just to make it look better. And maybe like something that runs along the beach there, maybe like a dirt road that comes off the end of this. I don't know. Today's a lot of roads and stuff. You know, the Gilson Eastern doesn't need that kind of thing. I had to figure out what the highways and stuff would be numbered. and named. I don't know. I'm thinking about a lot of stuff. I need to work on the back of this, though. I need to work on this area in the back. Which I think we're going to see this road pretty much disappear, which is why having this connection is important. Because if you're going... We'll see this road reappear somewhere way down the way. Like in Mason's Island, like... whatever. Ow, I just popped my jaw again, yawning. Yeah, we do have a lot to do with this. I'm now getting caught in my own thoughts. But anyways, Ashtown Productions says, thanks for the shout out in the beginning. I guess I have 2 questions this time. 1, do you ever plan to release this route? 2, do you ever have a plan of doing a live stream? I don't really have plans to do a live stream. It's kind of something that I think that I would want to do. But having to time it and everything with you know, how difficult it is for me to sort out when I'm going to be doing stuff, when I'm making the videos, you know, you'll notice that none of them come out on time anymore. It's difficult for me to do that. So I don't think that a live stream would make things easier or better for me. And I've long since attested that live streams are a pain in the butt to set up. They aren't really. TBA does them. It's not, you know, it's not like A, there isn't somebody who could help me, or B, it really is that much work. But I just don't feel like it. But I mean, in the future, maybe, especially when I no longer have homework. You know, after I graduate and I'm working at a real job, and it's, you know, the moment I walk out the door at 4:30 or 5 o'clock, my day's over. Like, I don't have to do any work-related things anymore. You know, then I could see myself doing live streams. This would be something that would be appropriate to live stream, I guess. And it would be forgiving if the stream goes down or whatever. But I would be pressured, you know, even as I am during this, I'd be pressured to continue talking, etc., etc., etc. I could always live stream the group, which I'm sure nobody would really mind that much in that group. We have some raunchy, funny, goofy conversations. That's what Sunday Driving is all about. You know, we're human beings. We talk about a lot of weird things. Well, they are, at least. Anyways. Just kidding. I'm a human, too. But I don't know. I don't know about live streams. Soon, TM. As for the release, there is already a release on the DLS. It is version 0.2.0, I think, is the one I released, or maybe 0.2.2. It's on the download station under Tolbrin Peninsula Alpha whatever, or Tolbrin Peninsula V whatever. If you look up Tolbrin, Tolbrynd, it's the only thing that comes up, because it's the only thing. There's a session that goes with it. I'm not sure if that will readily show up, or if you have to go looking for that. But there is definitely a session that comes with it. It's not really any different, I don't think. Alright, so we did that. Let's spread this out. You can see this. This is one of the things where if you turn the render distance up, you could easily see it from the Gilson Eastern. The bridge is right over there. Yeah, nice. Let's see. Let's go into settings real quick. Gotta do that. You think we can see that bridge? Damn it. Can't quite see one from the other. Alright. We need to get this highway up here. Have it cross over here, maybe? Continue heading up. We do need to cross it somehow, at some point. And it's not going to be in the valley, because it's just too wide. Unless I want to, you know, drop it from 2 lanes, or from 4 lanes to 2. But it can't go this way. I mean, it could go this way. But that's, you know, this is going this way. It would be pretty redundant. What's going on over here? Okay, never mind. Sorry, I got distracted for a second. And okay, we've got this area. The other, yeah, I think I answered all the questions there. If you have more, let me know. I'll be here. That, yes. Nice bulge. And I do want to make a little bit of a hole in there. Lower this. Yeah. Okay, so we're getting somewhere. We are going to need to add more tiles in just a second. It's like, do I want to break away and just head inland? Because now we're getting a lot closer to here. And if I look here, actually, no, these hills are pretty low. Which is okay, because we could actually, you know, make this get pretty far away, and then make the hills up to it pretty low and insignificant. But we'd still have to fill in the middle. It's like, is that something that I want to do? The other thing is we could have this be pretty flat, you know, maybe keep this at whatever height it's at right now. Now that we've made it up here. Which is 73. And then the bridge is at like 85. If I recall. 81. Not even. So we are still very close to the height of the bridge. You know, we could... Hypothetically, the VMR at this point could come down. But they wouldn't want to do that because once you get on the other side of this river here, things get pretty steep again, and we're going to break away and head up that way. I know, I'm still thinking about a lot of things. There's a lot going through my head with regards to this route and how we're doing, and like I said before, you know, you can make a good route without a lot of forethought if you spend time thinking about it in the moment, and that's the condensed version of what I said anyways. And this is the moment. You know, there was a bit of thought that went into planning Tolbrun. Obviously, I made a map and everything, and there's been a lot of thinking, you know, behind the scenes with regards to industries and schedules and trains and locations and things like that. But this stuff is not what I've been putting my mind to. This stuff is the kind of thing that I figured, okay, I'll just figure it out when I start building. And this is, you know, there's not really another option. I don't think that planning every hill and valley, like I've said, is viable. You know, you can do it a little bit. You can mark, like, okay, the big peaks here. But unless you're grabbing a DEM, you're not going to have a topographic map ahead of time thinking, like, okay, I'm going to do this and this and this. Maybe you are. But, you know, for something as big as a trains map, you might as well just get into it and do it. Depends on how big your trains map is, I guess. Something the size of this is, you know, I would have never. I know where the mountains are going to be. I know where the highest area is going to be. I don't know where, you know, I know where the lowest area is going to be. I don't know where each hill is and the slopes and the gradients and things like that. I don't know. I didn't do that. It's not something I did. Didn't plan that out. That looks ugly. Like, really ugly. See that in the background of a Disney ride. Not that Disney makes ugly rides, but it seems like it's something that you'd put there just as a backdrop. And not to examine or scrutinize or anything. The map is designed for scrutiny. It's another thing. That's why I was talking about what makes a good route, what makes a bad route. You know, you can have a good route that doesn't stand up to scrutiny. That doesn't make any sense. You can have a good route or a bad route that does that. A route, you know, because that's independent of it. Your realism is not necessarily something that makes or breaks the route. You can have a very unrealistic railroad, but as long as it's still entertaining, that's, you know, it's still a good route. You know, it can go both ways. You can have a route that's very realistic and very good, very fun to run. Or you can have a route that's very realistic and excruciatingly boring, or just not good at all. You can have, and on the flip side, you can have routes that are not realistic that are great to run. Like, I'm thinking of one, it's an MSTS route, it's Seaview. I have to remember it because it's the same name as a railroad back in Little Rhodey, where I come from. Seaview Railroad. And the map is just bizarre. And that's fine. You know, it's something that's a go-to for a lot of people in open rails, because it's not a bad route, it's a good route. It's just strange. Not realistic. I don't know how the hell I just did that. Where are we going? Okay, so when you click off the map, it goes back to 0. Got it. This is what happened. I left my sensitivity up too high and made these really bumpy looking hills. So I'm just going to smooth it out with the plateau tool with the sensitivity rather high. I'll go through and I'll fix it up a little bit more later. Turn down the sensitivity now. Okay, so we're supposed to have a road that comes up here, right? The road leaving Adams is going where? It's probably going to head this way. It's probably going to head this way. And through here and then along the canyon or whatever. The other thing with this canyon is it looks too smooth, you know? If I use a smaller thing, I can make the cliff walls steeper. A smaller, more sensitive brush, I can make the cliff walls steeper. And I think that will help with its appearance. Because right now it just sort of looks like a bowl. That's not great. The other thing is I'm just trying to create a channel here. This is just making sure that everything is in order all the way up to here. It almost looks like a sluice. I don't know. It's not great. I don't think this canyon is too good. This side's better than this side. That's better. Thing is, I've never really been exposed to canyons that much. I'm from the east. It's not, we're not a very canyon-full area of the United States. Like I talked about fjords in a previous episode, and that I live in the only one in the eastern U.S., basically. But that doesn't mean I have very much experience with canyons in general. Now, there are some stuff that almost counts. Some things that are pretty steep drop-offs that have had bridges stuck across them. You know, things that I would like to investigate a little bit more, like, for example, this one spot on I-90 that I always go past on my way home, which is a pretty big bridge. I don't think it's over the Connecticut River, but it's nearby. But it's pretty high up. You know, you're just going through the mountains, and boom, you're on this pretty tall bridge. You can see for miles. And there's a sheer rock face almost that you're almost driving at. And it's almost a breathtaking moment. And I said almost about 30 times. But it is a moment of, wow, where did this come from? This is really cool looking. I don't know how I'd emulate that in trains because I'm really not sure how the terrain is right there. I'm not sure. I'm kind of at a loss. Oh no. Can I see from down here? Almost. I can almost see it. Will we have to add a hill back here? Or a tile? I'm cutting into the space for atoms. It's okay. I'll cut into the space for atoms. Just to prevent myself from having to build another tile, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think we're going to have to make that tile anyways. Oh crap, I've done it again. We've still got a good-sized flat area. Wouldn't be super flat anyways. Alright, there we go. Okay. That looks terrible, but let's adjust it a little bit. Okay. Last episode was called Into the Wild Gray Yonder because we spent all the time over here. The other thing is we're going to have trees on that ridge. Alright, good, we hit it. We hit it from view, except if you zoom out. Alright. I need to figure out how to get this tunnel through, and then we'll be that much closer to getting out the other side. I should make this area relatively easy for myself. We're almost at the height that we need. And I think the point is made that there was no easy way to cross the swamp. You know, maybe if you hugged the edge here, you'd be able to cross this here. But then what would you do? Maybe we should make like almost like a butte here. That'd be interesting. Or a small one. Well, yeah, a butte is a small mesa, isn't it? Yeah, over here. I don't know, that could be interesting. Weird looking. Just make just a hill here with a little bit of slope on the side and a relatively flat top. But that is not characteristic of this area at all. We drew something in the back. Alright, I've got to keep working on this area here, though. This is the important bits. It's not actually that important because nobody's really going to see this area, especially not from the tracks. But it needs to be done, and then we can move on from this area. We can move past RJ Canyon. Canyon? And I'm not about to add more tiles, but I do need to. It's just you can see tile edges from so far away. Alright. I'm gonna put a little lake up here. There we go, we got a lake. Yeah. I like what we've got done so far today. I do. It's good. G-U-D, good. Alright, let's get the highway up here. Now that we have this... Uh-oh. Move that. Oof, that right there. Are we gonna go all the way up here? Is that what we're doing? Over here and then cross below this? That would look terrible. I don't want to mess with the aesthetics of this gorge. Although I keep saying that every time the highway is nearby. But do I have another bridge wide enough for it? That's the other question. Yarn bridge. I don't know. We just have a bunch of the same kind of bridge. This has 6 lanes. We pretty much only got one bridge for this that actually works. We could always split the highway. That's a little bit awkward. But we could do it. Oh god, I am so stumped. Guess what? It was a bad idea to build through here. I'll just build across here, I guess. Which means we're going to be staying relatively low. Oh gee, that isn't wicked long at all. I would like some pillars. Wait, what if I, hold on one second. Pillar. Nope, how about this? What? What? Wait. Yeah, these guys. Well, no. No. Yes? No. Support. That's really cool. That's cool. I'm trying to find... Is this skew? That's useful. No, I'm trying to find, like, pillars that'll hold up the bridge. Bridge kit. No, I don't want the girders. We've got all these trusses, that's cool, I guess, but... What is this? Oh, that's what? It's multi-use, so you can put anything on it. Bridge pier. Ah! This is what I want. Bridge pier. That is something I was using elsewhere. What the heck is this? Interesting. That's cool, kind of. I need to delete. I can't delete it. I deleted it and then clicked off the window. Okay. Okay. Well, I think we found what we were looking for with these bridge piers. Like these guys, or the first ones, I think are the best looking ones. But we can space these underneath the bridge to make it look a little bit better. Take like one here and one here. But we do need to figure out what sort of height we want out of them. Because this is not the correct height. Yeah, that's good. We just need to push them in. It's just the best spot for a bridge. And then the other one's going to be like right here. There. Other side. There. Okay, so we don't need to get that high. We definitely don't. Clear that. Get this. Get this. It doesn't help that I can't see the spline points. Get rid of that one. We do also need to slip in the connection to the other road. Just need to slip it in there carefully. Although what we should do is either put one of the lights in, or we could just be masochists, like the guy who, like the people who designed the, not masochists, I guess, because it wouldn't hurt us any. Like the guys who designed the Parkway, Taconic, and don't do that. Don't add a light. Just basically make an intersection and say you're on your own. No, there's nothing good about what I just built. There. The curves are not circular. There we go. I think we should be good now. That's better, yeah. Oh, for God's sake, it's a yarn bridge. A yarn road with a yarnish... God damn it. And I can't attach it. Yay! Nope, 870. Good thing they're pretty much the same height. Oh, for God's sake. Bring it back this way. There we go. Alright, it's attached now. Good. I was wondering why cars were speeding over just the bridge. Alright. We now have drainage. We now have a drainage ditch on this side. From my mistakes with elevation. I'm also going to make this flatter. Because, you know, why not? Make things look a little bit better. For the highway that is so damn hard to design. It's easier to do it in real life than it is to do this in this game. Yeah, so we could have a light here or we could not have a light here. I'm leaning towards not. It would be on this curve, though. You know, we can't really put it over here. I'm just going to get this road down the hill, which we can do by pretty much following in the middle of this and then going this way. Although we're not going to be able to get all the way down before over here. So... If I straighten this out, use this as my curve, this is my straight. Yeah. Just add more spline points for a wider turn. If you really want to toy around with that. I mean, you could also not, but the game will try to make things tighter on the middle. Won't look good. Whoop. Okay, it looked weird because it's on a hill, but it's fine. Alright, so we're gonna move these spline points to like here. Here, let's see how it looks when I do that. Actually, not bad. That was a ballpark, just sort of like test run, and it looks pretty good. We still need to work out that trestle situation, though. And we could probably bring it down to here and tie it in. Like right over here. Okay. That didn't come out great, did it? Damn it. Now that's way too wide. Alright, hold on. Let's just back it up a little bit to there. I thought I had straightened this, but apparently I had not. I need to move this to somewhere. And I think I need to remove the gradient on this for just a minute to figure out what the hell's going on. This is going to be mostly straight no matter what. It's just, that's the way it's going to be. So, the question is, do I lower this to like there? Is that... Yeah, that looks fine to me. Okay. We'll leave it like that then. And the other thing is, I want this road. And I want the version without the line. There you go. Easiest to do on a straight section, by far. Although, I wish I had one of these without any lines at all. That would be interesting. Although, I might be able to cover the lines with something without any lines. But only if that thing has yeah. No, that's not any good. It's the wrong kind of, like, slightly the wrong color pavement. I just need a bare weathered section. I'm not sure what that was. No line weathered 7, no line weathered. I need one with nothing and just the weathered pavement. I just need to paint the world with weathered pavement, and that is all. Oh, look at all these things that are invisible that I want, clearly. This is again not something I can use because it's not the right color. And I've created a thing by accident. D4, how about it? Nope, now we're on lane 6. No, now we're on things with parking lot spaces. This is not helping. It's not good. Can't do it. I can't. We do have tunnels, though. Can use them in the future. You know, if we're making Need for Speed. I don't know. I don't want to add a stoplight, but it doesn't look right to have this just tie in. Especially when it's going to be... No, it's not. I might not sign it in that case. Put that there. There we go. I want just a version of that without any... Oh, whatever. Gosh darn it. I need something that works and looks good. Nope, wrong thing. I want, there we go. I need to lower this slightly. Nope, I just put the same number there. Nice tailgating, bro. What is this one? Is that the one I was just adjusting? For real? That's not good. Oh, did I, like, edit the wrong one? I may have. Oh, crap. Alright, how about now? Does everything look good? Alright, the cars are driving through there normally. There is a little thing in the road there. We'll just ignore that for now. How about cars coming down? Are there any cars coming down? I really need to spawn some random cars. Ah, there we go. Which way are the cars going to go? So this road takes priority now, which is fine. That's good. That actually worked. This is like almost a railroad style, size turn. It's not bad. We still need to address this trestle here. No, I want to grab the trestle itself. Bridge trestle ST. I'll probably have to add like a girder section or something, because add a spline point there and a spline point there, and I'm gonna have to break this. I have to leave enough room. Just, Wow, this is... Actually, it doesn't look that bad. It just looked really bad in the overview. What if I attach this? No, it's not a long enough span still. This is the track that's for the other bridge, isn't it? Let's just type in girder. Let's see. Maybe we can finish this before, we definitely don't want that. How about this? Still seems a little bit long. We might even want to adjust the roadway to allow this, or even... Oh, I don't know. Maybe you should build a different kind of bridge here then. Just to get... Trestle kit. We could use one of the trestle kit bridges. Which, that's not bad. It just doesn't look great. I'll swap it out with a trestle kit bridge for now. And if something else comes up that I like better... No. No. Alright, let me grab this height and apply it. Nope. Other one. There we go. There we go. I do need to attach this, and I still need to move the road a little bit, don't I? Oh, the road needs to be adjusted anyways. Look at it. It's not great right now, actually. Like, the road itself, the path that the road is taking is fine. The road itself is not great right now. Because it's not advanced. Spline points are all still white. They're white points. So they were conforming to the landscape in a not good way. Yeah, this seems fine, this girder bridge. I think I'll just leave it. Unless somebody else has a better idea. In which case, say something down in the comments below. This is... Where were the other buffers that I had? There's gotta be one there. Later. Anyways. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let's get a nice scenic thing to look at for the end of this video. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you next week. Train Man out.